So now we move on to what it's like to have IBS. Now I should start by saying that when I was diagnosed, I was pregnant with my second child. I read a lot of books when I was pregnant with my kids, and so I knew that IBS, sorry, I'm getting my abbreviations mixed up, that IBS was connected with pregnancy, so, sorry, I just ate. So I'm thinking, okay, so it'll go away when I have the baby, right? Nobody told me it was permanent. So I go to the doctor for something, I don't even remember. And I said, well, I had IBS with my second child, and the doctor looks at me and says, you know that's permanent, right? I said, no, nobody ever told me that was permanent. Oh, things are moving on the screen. Okay. Sorry, distracted. So, 13 years, I have IBS. Nobody tells me how to treat it, what to do for it. I slowly figure out some of the things that set off my stomach, like pork, soda, hard liquor, randomly, occasionally dairy. Couldn't figure out the whys or wherefores or whatever. Food coloring, that was a fun one to eliminate. So I narrow things down. What I can figure out sets me off. I know that if I drink too much coffee and I don't have enough water, I'm in for a rough time. If I have alcohol, whether or not I drink enough water, it's gonna be a little rough in the morning depending on how much I had. I've never been drunk by choice, and I don't, the hard liquor I found out quick that it did not like me. Akavit was what taught me that I couldn't have hard liquor anymore. So yes, and even wine coolers will, if I don't drink enough water, upset my stomach in the morning after. So nobody told me. And I had gone to the emergency room like once or twice a year for 13 years. And all they would do, oh, it's just your IBS. Okay, so what do I do? Every now and then they would tell me to go on the bland diet for a couple of days till it passed. You'll see why that's a bad idea in a minute. They didn't know at the time. They were doing the best they could, but I was miserable, even on the bland diet, and now I know why. So I went in recently, and this is how you know you need to go see a doctor. When you're wearing sweatpants that you can pull like way away from your body, and they still put too much pressure on your stomach. Come to find out that was gas. I thought maybe that might have been the issue, but I mean, it's just gas. Surely that can't send me to the emergency room. Wrong. Sorry, I'm technically allergic to my cat. Anyway, found that out after the fact, and it's not his fault, so I get allergy shots and I'm doped to the gills on allergy pills. But anyway, so, and I'd gone in for the same thing when Duluth had its flood. It hurt that bad. It hurt that much that I went to the emergency room during the only flood that we've ever had while I've lived here. I don't know how long it's been since they've had a flood before that, but yes, this is how bad the pain was. I went to the emergency room during a flood for this. Oh, excuse me. Here's a sentence I never thought I'd say. I wanted to have a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich, but I couldn't because I'd already been naughty by having puffed rice cereal. Yeah, here's my problem. It's no longer a diet when you have to say that you've been naughty because you had cereal. Not sweet cereal, There was no food coloring. It was puffed rice, bland as hell. Okay, I have to choke this stuff down. I've started adding like hemp seeds or granola to it just so that I can stomach the stuff or taste it. You know what I mean. It's bland, okay? I'm autistic. I'm hypersensitive to taste, and if I'm saying it's bland, it's bland. Anyway, so I went in again for this pain that I've been having, and I told them I've had it before, but I couldn't remember because I have so many things going on, whether it was some more ovary stones. That's a thing that I didn't know you could get. I've had kidney stones, I've had gallstones, which is why I had the gallbladder removed, but I didn't know you could get ovary stones. And you treat them the same way that you do with a kidney stone or a gallstone. Well, I don't know about gallstone, but kidney stone. You drink lemonade and the acid or whatever breaks up the stones, and voila, they're gone. Fun thing, when I had my ovary stones, it apparently set off the hormones that made them think I was pregnant. And I don't have a uterus. That was fun. It's like, we're going to do an ultrasound. Okay. They didn't tell me why. They said, we're going to do an ultrasound. Okay. And then they found the stones and like, did you have any surgeries recently? I said, yeah. Where you're looking, there shouldn't be a uterus. Like, well, that's weird because our blood tests say you're pregnant. I wasn't. It was just the stones throwing off the hormones. Anyway, so that's fun. I couldn't remember when I went to the emergency room whether this was the ovary stone pain or the it's just IBS pain. All I knew was it sucked. When you can't wear leggings or sweatpants or stretchy shorts, there's something wrong. My case manager told me today, she's like, you're so thin, you look so good. I said, yeah, that's because I'm not full of gas anymore. I can't say. I'm laughing now, but I will be crying in a minute, just so you know. Not a literal minute, you know what I mean. So I go and they say it's just your IBS. Again. So they say follow up with your doctor. So I follow up with the doctor. And when I'm making the appointment, the nurse, I think her name was Kelly or Stacy, I don't know, one of those kinds of names. I recommended this nurse for like whatever gold star program the hospital has, because here's what she tells me. She says, have you tried the FODMAP diet? The what map? You mean food map? No, FODMAP. So what you do is you remove all these things for 2 weeks of hell. And then you slowly integrate these other things you're not supposed to have and see what your triggers are for your specific IBS. So far, on the long list of triggers, it's all been yes. Yeah. So F in FODMAP is fermentation. O is oligosaccharides. Don't know if I'm pronouncing these right. D is for disaccharides. M is for monosaccharides. A and P, I forget what they are. The polysaccharides, I don't remember what the A is for. But basically what it means is when you have IBS, and this is a new discovery, new-ish, past couple of years, and Australia, thank you, but I hate you because my life is miserable. But thank you for figuring out how to make me feel better and worse at the same time. So yes, so basically, when you eat things, they ferment. Now, don't know if they're supposed to ferment later down and become poop or what, but in people with IBS, like myself, and I'm a little grumbly in the tumbly because I had cereal. That's all I got, you know? I can't have eggs. Oh, let's No, we'll get into the list of things I can't have in a minute. So they ferment in your gut and they make gas. And when you eat certain foods, it makes the gas worse than other things. Like you eat chicken, no fermentation, goes through just fine. Water, of course, fine. Coffee goes through just fine. But things like milk, eggs, certain kind, now sugar is fine. That's what blew my mind. Sugar's okay. High fructose corn syrup, not so much. Maple syrup is okay, but not honey or molasses. Sorry, what? Some cheeses are okay. Fortunately, the ones that I like are okay. Very small bit of good news. Peas, my favorite vegetable, the favorite curse. Anyway, so these things make you ferment more. And your gut, and I always wondered why my belly would sometimes have a lump, like one side would be further forward than the other. I could never figure that out. Well, apparently that's a giant ball of gas trying to go through my digestive tract. I posted on Facebook this conversation that I had with me and FODMAP. Me, gee, coffee makes me really burpy. FODMAP, well, that's because the dairy in your creamer is fermenting in your gut. I said, well, thanks for writing coffee for me. And it has, oh my gosh, has it ruined coffee? I have rice milk creamer in that coffee, and it does not cut the acid enough. So I may have to start putting whipped cream in it. Except I can't, because I also have PCOS, which means I'm on the diabetic diet, which means I probably can't have whipped cream. It's weird. I can't have creamer, but I can have whipped cream. I can have an unripe banana, ew, but I can't have a ripe banana. Something about when it ripens, the sugars change or something. I can have broccoli as long as it is whole or just the tops. I can't have stems only. Broccolini, I can only have the stems. I can't have the heads. I can have almond milk, thank God, but I can't have almonds or almond flour or almond meal. Now, my birthday is on the 10th. What's in a birthday cake, you ask? Well, let's see. There's milk. Nope. Eggs. Nope. Flour? No. Guess what? I can't have wheat either. Yeah. So, unwillingly, I am almost I am gluten-free as much as humanly possible. I do have the occasional English muffin because there's no eggs or milk, and the occasional flat out, no eggs or milk, and neither one of them have the saccharide thingies in them. My peanut butter was really hard to find without honey or molasses. So, this is my life right now. I'm trying to get somebody to take this off my hands. Sorry, it's chilly in here. And I can't because it's been opened. But this is regular spaghetti that I can't have. Nope. I have rice noodles in all kinds of varieties. And kelp noodles. If you've seen my video on kelp noodles, you know that put them in a crock pot. Don't try to eat them raw because, okay, my friend, who's also my PCA, likes the feeling of the raw kelp crunching and squeaking between his teeth. I don't. But I have found they will hold up to it. They're the only noodle I've found that will hold up to a crock pot. So, you know when you go to a food shelf, they always give you these things? Let's talk about the nope here. Wheat flour, nope. Semolina, I can't remember if I can have semolina or not. Oh, look, there's flour in the seasoning blend. More nope. I think I can have cornstarch. Whey, nope. Fructose, no. Onion powder, thank God. It says you can't have onion, but I can have onion powder. I don't know if I can have whole onions yet. Garlic powder, I haven't tried garlic yet. Um, oh, this has food coloring, so I couldn't have it anyway. Yeah, contains wheat, milk, and soy, may contain egg. So, the things that are practically a staple of the food pantry, nope. So I have to pay out the butt to get this. Now, mind you, I like the taste of it. I love it, and it's got protein. Who knew? But if you didn't have to, would you buy organic edamame and mung bean fettuccine? Would you willingly buy this? Mind you, do you know what the ingredients on this are? Edamame and mung beans. That is all this is made of. I have black bean pasta where the ingredients are black beans and water. So I assume that I'm going to lose quite a bit of weight. Apparently I already look better, but I don't weigh anything different because all I've lost is gas, which doesn't weigh anything. So I look better, I just haven't lost any weight yet. So, let's talk about this trip to Whole Foods. Because I haven't found a damn thing in the grocery store that I can have, aside from turkey, a few cheeses. I did find a rice yogurt that I like. Actually, I didn't find it. My girl PC, she found it because it was high up and I don't look high up. So, yes, the meats that I can have, which is basically poultry and fish. Can't have beef anymore. Found that out the hard way, which is how I find everything out these days. So the meat, like the 3 frozen vegetables that I can have in their section, which is spinach, kale, and, well, I can have green beans, but I don't have canned green beans. So spinach, kale, and Brussels sprouts. If you've ever had Brussels sprouts, it's weird that I can have them because they make you toot. But I can have them. So yeah, meat, like 3 frozen vegetables, 4 if you count the green beans when I'm out of it. The yogurt, the few fruits that I can have, and occasionally they'll have, well, that was a phone call. This will be stitched together in an app. I'm sorry about that. Thought I had 15 more minutes. Turns out they'll have the whole night. Anyway, so I can get a few things at the grocery store, but most of it I have to buy at Whole Foods. Thank God I'm a member, and only because they have a program if you're on food stamps and or disability. What you do is you pay $25 of the $100 membership fee, and then they have a scholarship people are nice enough to donate to that will cover the other 75. And I did this last year, and apparently it carried over this year because they said I was fine. So I get a 109 and change in EBT cash and $5 whopping in food stamps. And the only reason I get the 109, which is down from 110, thanks government, and the 5 is down from 6, thanks a lot, is because I'm on a special diet. Now I'm gonna fill out the thing because before I was just on the low fat, low sugar, no food coloring diet. Now I'm on this thing, the diabetic for the PCOS and FODMAP. I spent all of my 109 at Whole Foods and didn't get everything. I still had more money that I had to pay out of pocket, which I know they don't expect food stamps or EBT cash to pay for everything, but good golly, last month I spent like $150 at Whole Foods, and that was with coupons, and it only lasted me 2 weeks because I have to buy so many fresh things. There's not a lot that's processed that I can buy. Yeah, I get the pasta, but I buy frozen foods and logs of turkey because that's what I can afford. I can't afford to go to the farmer's market, which I would love to do. It's either Tuesday or Thursday, I can't remember. I think it's Tuesday. And it's like 3 blocks from my house. is a farmer's market that I can't afford. I'd love to. That's why they give you EBT cash if you have a special diet, because they know you might have to go to the farmer's market to get things that you need, or you might have to do Herbalife, which I saw one of my Herbalife coaches, and I'm like, yeah, yesterday, and I'm like, yeah, I can't even do Herbalife, because there's one gluten-free option, and it's vanilla, but I'm willing to bet there's something in there that I can't have. Like almonds. There could be almonds in it. I can't do it. I don't know. I haven't looked at what, and they don't tell you what the ingredients are. So I'm not going to buy something expensive as Herbalife, even though it says gluten-free, because it could still trigger me. And then I have to play the detective game. I just ate this thing. Which one of the things that I just ate was a trigger? So I go to Whole Foods, and I have a scale, by the way. The app does red, yellow, green. I have You'll Regret It Immediately, which is things like beef and hard liquor and food coloring. Little burpy, not too bad. Thank God that's just what peas are. But if I combine too many of the little bit burpees, then I'm a lot burpy and painful. Used to be, I always wondered why I had such loud burps. Yeah, I've got a broad chest, but I have such frequent burps. Well, that's because it was who knew burping was a sign something was wrong? You can burp, it's fine, it's safe, you're not sick. I'm just saying, for me, burping was a sign I never knew that was there, And I can very rarely burp quietly. Usually it's bleh. People think I'm being rude. It's like, I'm sorry. I can't help it. Even if I close my mouth, it just goes, bleh. You can still hear it. Anyway, so there is You Will Regret It Immediately. Little burpee, just don't combine it with anything else or you're miserable. You'll regret it, but it'll take so long to hit you, you'll forget why you did what it was. And that would be things like alcohol. It doesn't hurt till the next morning. Or soda. I get kidney stones. But it usually takes a couple of days to hit me. So yeah, there's that category. And then there's the avoid at all costs. Which is things like asparagus. Don't ask. Black-eyed peas. Also, don't ask. Well, food coloring is also avoid at all costs. Okay, You'll Regret It Immediately is red. Avoid at all costs is blue. Because red food coloring, I get cramping and uncomfortable and not fun bathroom time. Blue, I get all of that plus ouchy pain. So yeah. But I can have yellow as long as it's not the one that makes things orange. Anyway, so those are my categories, I think. I don't feel like looking, but I have my own little categorizing system, which made one of my friends laugh. Yeah. Oh, black-eyed peas. Okay, so I'm thinking black-eyed peas are beans because they look just like kidney beans, just a different color. Because I can have beans as long as they're not, canned beans like refried beans or like pork and beans kind of beans. So I can have beans, but I can't have legumes. So I bought black-eyed peas because they look like beans and found out immediately that was a bad thing and had to pick all of the black-eyed peas out of a stew that I had made. Do you know how hard that is? Yeah. I had to do it by hand because there's no real way to separate black-eyed peas from turkey, kelp noodles, and broccoli. There's no machine that'll do that. So I had to... Did I mention I'm a germaphobe? No? Yeah, I had to do that. Anyway, so I go to Whole Foods, and even at Whole Foods, do you know how many breads there that I can have? One bread in Whole Foods that I can have. The other ones, might be gluten-free, but they have egg or milk or pea protein or something else that I can't have. There was an English muffin that I can technically have, but ew, I didn't like it. One of my other friends who's has to go gluten-free recommended one. I said, well, what's in there? Are there eggs and milk? And she goes, yeah. So here I am with this app. Now here's my problem. I had printed a list of things that I could have, and I had been working from this list. And then I get the app. I had to wait to get the app because it's $10. Now there are other FODMAP apps. Some of them are free, some of them are cheaper, but this app, A, it's the one that my nutritionist is going to work off of, and B, it's designed by the people who made all these discoveries in Australia. So I'm gonna go with the one that's tried and true, basically. Not to mention, free apps can occasionally be free because they want to steal your information and piggyback off of the new trend to get your information because you don't want to pay $10. So yeah, it is the most expensive. There are some for $2 and $5 and all that stuff. I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna half-ass it. This is my life. So I have the app. And unlike Walmart, I can actually look at the app, Walmart and Super One, because you lose your signal. I know Walmart has Wi-Fi, but I'm paranoid about connecting to public Wi-Fi. So I lose signal in Walmart and Super One on my phone. Whole Foods, I don't lose signal on my phone. By the way, egg rolls are supposed to be made with rice paper with no flour. But there's flour in American egg rolls. Somebody said, oh, you can get spring roll wrappers, but no. I don't remember what, but there was something in the spring roll. I checked. There's one kind of spring roll wrapper that I saw. I kind of was in shell shock by then, so there might have been other ones. But I only saw one kind of spring roll, egg roll wrapper, and I don't remember what, but it had something that I couldn't have. And there's so much to remember. You need the app, seriously, because I can have, like I said, I can have almond milk, but not almond flour and not almond meal and not another edit because I ran out of room on my phone. So anyway, I have to make my own birthday cake, and I make pumpkin pies every year from an actual pumpkin. So I had to look up recipes without eggs, milk, or wheat, or honey, or molasses, and even the gluten-free vegan baking chick uses almond meal that I can't have. There are recipes on the app, but I was in shell shock by the time I walked out of Whole Foods. I just wanted to be done. I bought ice cream. I didn't care. It was rice cream, I call it, because it's made with rice milk. And at that point, I didn't care if there was something I couldn't have in there. I bought their gluten-free chocolate cake in case my birthday cake didn't turn out, so that at least I could have some sort of cake around my birthday. And Whole Foods can make me a gluten-free cake with no eggs or milk, but they might use almond flour. Like, I would have to, and it would cost $40. I would have to okay every single ingredient in this cake, and I don't know if they do that. And so it's worse than gluten-free as far as restrictions go. It's worse than vegan as far as restrictions go, because they can have any fruits and veggies they want. You know, they can have hummus. I can't have hummus. I can't have eggs, and apparently, according to the app, I can't have avocados. I'm going to try to see if they affect me personally, but so far, everything it says I shouldn't be able to eat has been true except for onion powder. And it might just be because it's powdered and it won't ferment. I don't know. I have 2 weddings coming up in the next year. One is next month, one is in a year. And my friends sent me a copy of the menu, and the only thing that I could say for certain that I could probably have was the chicken. There was a green bean casserole that might have wheat. Now, it's not going to kill me to eat the things that I can't have, but if I eat too many, I'm going to wind up in the emergency room again. And or I just chug baking soda like it's fucking soda. I already can't monetize. That's what the swear word is in there for. I went to a Chinese restaurant because my friend didn't want to cook. He'd had a bad day. He wanted to go out, and the only thing I could think of was Chinese, because even though there's a little bit of egg and a little bit of peas in fried rice, I can stomach it okay. Just a little burpee. So we go into this Chinese restaurant, and I said, what do you have? I'm in chicken by default because I can't have pork or beef, and I don't like shrimp. So I'm in the chicken section. I said, what do you have in chicken that doesn't have teriyaki, egg, wheat, milk? And then I paused, and she said, that's basically everything on the menu. I said, I can have soy sauce. She goes, these two things. One of them was chicken and pea pods, and I can't have that many peas. So I think it was mugu gai pan. Might have been what I had. But here's the thing. I've been eating clean as I can, being poor and still learning what the diet means. And oh my gosh, I don't know what I just ate. It must still be the cereal that's messing with me, because I do not feel good. Either that or I didn't have enough water. Water break, sorry. I don't know, something is messing with me, and it could be either this, it's not the coffee, because coffee's okay, and it's got the ineffective rice milk creamer in it. All I've had is cereal and the peanut butter and jelly. And I've already vetted all three ingredients. The bread, the peanut butter, and it's not a jelly, it's a jam. I can't have jelly. It's a preserve. It's a strawberry rhubarb preserve. I can have strawberries, I can have rhubarbs. There's nothing in there that I can't have. So I'm still feeling the cereal from breakfast, apparently. I can't be certain of anything these days. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, the funny thing is, I've been eating clean, or as clean as I can, for so long. The mugu gai pan actually tasted good. I mean, I had to shovel some of a bunch of the peas, which I love, it's my favorite vegetable, onto my friend's plate, and limit the number of peas that I was ingesting, because they were pea pods. And I always thought mugu gai pan was bland. And I asked for a piece of broccoli off of his plate, which was a bad idea, apparently. Also, I don't think I could have, I might not have been able to have the mugu gai pan because there's mushrooms and onions. And even though the printout said I could have mushrooms and onions, the app says I can't. I had tummy trouble, and I don't know if it was from the 3 pieces of broccoli I had off of his plate, which had teriyaki, or whether it was the mushrooms and onions. So I have to rule every single thing that I eat out. Is it okay? Is it safe? Is it not okay? Is it not safe? But mugu gai pan, which I used to think was the most bland thing on the menu, actually tasted pretty good. I tried to eat. I had a rough day. I said, you know what? I know I can't have M&Ms, but I'm gonna eat them anyway. I've had a rough day. They're under $1. I can afford this one splurge. And you know, again, I've been eating so cleanly, all I could taste was the food coloring. I didn't even want to finish the bag. I bought them, so I finished them. But it was, I had to struggle to finish M&Ms. I mean, for weight loss, that's great that I don't like M&Ms anymore, which really makes me sad to say. So I sleep a lot. I didn't crawl out of bed till 1:30. I didn't want to face breakfast because I know all I have is the things that I'm not supposed to eat because I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to eat them. Food is not fun anymore. Going to weddings. I have a deaf and hard of hearing meeting every month. I'm hard of hearing. And it's every month. And they have it at a pizza place. So I have to smell the pizza that I can't have anymore. And one of my new friends that I had just met, it's like, oh, don't worry, don't. Everybody kept saying, don't look. And she's like, it's okay, it's not even that good anyway. I said, nice try, but I've had their pizza and it's pretty good. They have salad that I could eat, which is, people hear that you're vegan or vegetarian or you're on such and such a restricted diet and they give you salad. I really don't like salad. For me to eat salad, it's got to have cheese, chicken, egg. Can't have that anymore. I gotta watch what cheese you put on there. No, I'm not really big into dressing, but yeah, I have to like put stuff on the salad so I don't know that I'm eating salad. Thankfully, Subway apparently has a lettuce wrap, so I can still eat somewhere that's still kind of fast food. Calling the FODMAP diet a diet. You say your doctor puts you on a new diet and people think it's optional. They think you have a choice. They say, oh man, all this you're going through, all these things you're ruling out, I'd have given up long ago. Why are you still doing this to yourself? I had been eating just about every single thing that I wasn't supposed to, and I didn't know it, and I was in a constant state of pain that was just a background level that I just didn't even notice anymore until the gas got so bad I couldn't wear pants. Like, the pain I got used to. The only reason I went in is because pants were too much pressure. So I don't have a choice. I have to try and find ways to kind of sort of eat like a normal human being without the most basic ingredients. I'm not a good cook. So I mostly wind up making soup in the crock pot because even I can't screw that up. And I have to learn to like rice, and I can't cook rice. So if anybody tells you it's just IBS, kick them where it hurts. I'm not even kidding. They told me if I could find the doctor that told me offhand it was just IBS, any of them, I'd kick them where it hurts. Nobody told me. They said to just go on the bland diet. Well, what's the bland diet? It's soup that has noodles in it. It's okay, rice, I can have that. You know, it's applesauce. Apparently I can't have apples. I have applesauce to try and see if that's affecting me, but I'm not optimistic at this point. I bought avocados because the list said I could have them and the app says I can't, so. If anybody tells you you don't have to go on a doctor's prescribed diet because it's too hard, I couldn't lay on my stomach. I could barely lay on my side. I can't lay on my back because I can't breathe. So I would have to like prop a pillow behind my back and kind of lay half on my back, half on my side because nothing was comfortable. I would lay in the shower for hours with warm water on my stomach hoping I would fart. I chugged saltwater flushes and baking soda flushes, and if you've tried them, you know how nasty they are. I'm probably gonna have to go on a cholesterol pill because the two things that help regulate your cholesterol, eggs and avocado, are taboo. I'm gonna be on another freaking pill with more side effects. Unless anybody knows of any other food that'll regulate cholesterol. And then on top of all of that, I'm gonna have to throw in the diabetic diet, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I have PCOS, so I have to limit my sugar. I have IBS, so I have to limit all these sugar alcohols, and guess what? Everything that's sugar-free has all the sugar alcohols that I can't have because I have IBS. I look at food now, and instead of anticipation, all I feel is dread. Is it gonna hurt? How soon is it gonna hurt? Is it gonna make me nauseous because it has too much sugar? Am I getting enough nutrients? And good luck finding, Pedialyte or Ensure that doesn't have something that I can't have. Don't let anybody tell you it's just IBS. For the love of God, see a doctor. You'll be miserable trying to fix it. Mentally, you'll be miserable. But you won't hurt so much. Instead of one constant ouch, you'll have periodic, oh, that's a trigger, don't eat that. And then you eat things that you know are safe for a while. And try again. See what else you can't have. Somebody told me to make a list of the things that I can eat, and maybe it'd make me feel better. Do you know what that is? Poultry, fish, like 4 different kinds of cheese, and rice. Well, that didn't take long.